Enjoy reading the story on Manga Funny channel.
A month later, on the day of the Emperor's birthday banquet, Romeo said, "Your Majesty, I have completed all the preparations for going to the palace and the documents related to the mines as you instructed. By the way, it's surprising. If it weren't for that man, we would have suffered tremendous losses. On the day you returned with him, if we hadn't investigated the distribution of red diamonds among inland jewelers, we would have been doing only good for the Emperor, completely unaware of the truth about the jewels. Moreover, it seems the output of red diamonds from the experimental site has gradually increased, so it's only a matter of time before the red diamonds lose their value." Raphael Ludovica said, "Right, that's correct." Romeo asked, "Are you departing right away?" Raphael Ludovica replied, "In a little while. There's something I need to prepare. This training session has been quite challenging for me. All right, today's training requires you to jump down from here." "With no equipment?" "Just a few minutes ago I was training, but Raphael Ludovica came and requested the trainer to let me accompany him to the Emperor's birthday banquet. How did it come to this? Even though I am a servant of the Grand Duke, could it be? Am I being taken to the Emperor's birthday banquet? Since it's the Emperor's birthday banquet, my sister and my master will surely be there. Isn't it too much to repay the favor of solving his worries? He set me up for a trial, yet he seems completely relaxed. He's dressed up and looking handsome in all of this." "Your Highness," Raphael Ludovica replied, "what is it? Even though I am your servant, is it really okay to take someone like me, a commoner, to such an important banquet?" Raphael Ludovica replied, "Of course not." "Then why did you bring me?" Raphael Ludovica replied, "You're going as my partner." "Huh. Partner? I can't believe I could be his partner." This left me in shock. What the hell? What does that even mean? This is ridiculous. "What about Idris? Why didn't you bring Idris?" Raphael Ludovica replied, "Why are you bringing up Idris? As you know, I don't have a good relationship with the Emperor. While I'm away from the order, who knows if an incident like that will happen again. So the deputy commander should stay behind to keep watch, right? That's why you're here instead of Idris." "Ah, it's because of the attempted assassination of the princess." Seeing my reluctance, Raphael Ludovica replied, "So, fulfill your role as my partner. It's an order." I could only agree, though inwardly dissatisfied. Yes. Damn it, it looks like there's no way to avoid attending. Then, I can't let people at the banquet recognize me. It would ruin the plan. Is there something I can use to cover my face? I'm so nervous about seeing the nobles. He was puzzled, wondering why I would cover my face. I should at least cover my face. Raphael Ludovica replied, "I'll prepare something for you." I thanked him for considering this. But I just came from training. Is my appearance all right? After all, it's the Emperor's birthday banquet. He suddenly looked at the box he prepared for me. "There should be formal attire in that box beside you." "What? You're more meticulous than I expected? Should I take a look?" I saw a box and wanted to open it to see what was inside. Surprisingly, this is the worst. I didn't choose it. It was an outfit that Romeo prepared for me. He prepared a truly aristocratic outfit for me, as if I'd never known such high-quality clothing, though in truth, I haven't lacked such fine clothes before. Well, it'll work out somehow. I have no choice but to stay as relaxed as I can. After a long carriage ride, we finally arrived at the Imperial Palace, at the Central Banquet Hall. Both of us were invited to a grand feast. His Grace Duke Ludovica and his partner are entering. Many nobles are invited here. I'll see many familiar faces. This makes me anxious, but I'm prepared. The outfit that Romeo prepared. A mask obtained in haste. This is awkward. Attendees were whispering. Even as Charlotte, I rarely attended banquets. To come as the partner of a duke who attracts so much attention, it's so awkward. No matter how much I'm covering my face, if so many people focus on me, I might get caught. If I run into someone I know, Ani, my sister is also here. I'm so happy to see her again, but I don't dare to greet her. Duke, it seems I can't do this after all. How is there already an issue as soon as I step in? Please, since we came in together, may I return to the estate first? Raphael replied. Sasha, don't worry. His gaze looked at me, trying to soothe my tension. He quickly pulled me close, which left me flustered. He seems kinder than usual. There's no one here who can mistreat my partner. Why is he suddenly acting like this? Raphael replied, don't shrink away. Oh, he thinks I'm nervous from meeting nobles. Well then, shall I go with that? Even if you say that, I'm still nervous. I only mentioned it after thinking it over. I just hope the banquet ends quickly, but it barely started. People were gossiping about Raphael Ludovica. It seems the Duke has changed his lover again. Ah, they're losing interest. Well, it was indeed a remarkable sight. Still, well, I'm grateful. Raphael Ludovica said, why, think of it as a play like last time. I'll try to fit in just this once. After a while, as my tension eased, the banquet continued without any major issues. At this time, Princess Cordelia La Cardenas also arrived. She was delighted to meet Raphael Ludovica, which gave me a chance to slip away to avoid running into her. But before I knew it, I'd gotten used to playing the role of the Duke's partner. The delicious food and wine on the table made me happy, so I decided to stay to satisfy my hungry stomach. And I felt a sense of relaxation after a long time away from training. The Marquess was also present, and as he came to greet him, I quickly hid behind his back, which made him somewhat suspicious. I've been working so hard to prevent my sister's marriage. I don't remember the last time I laughed so heartily. There are some good things about coming to the banquet. Is there nothing more to eat? But when on earth is this banquet going to end? I'm very eager for this party to end quickly so I can leave. As time went on, it seemed like you got more comfortable in the banquet and enjoyed it more than others. Why do you have such a good eye for small details? Would that even be possible? I'm so aware of my surroundings that my stomach is in knots. You've worked hard. You can head back to the estate first. I'll go see His Majesty and follow after. He allowed me to go to my room early, sensing I might not like this place. This is the first time I've ever opposed the Duke. Upon returning to my room, I collapsed onto the sofa, exhausted. I feel like I'm really going to die. I was worried all day about possibly running into someone I know, and now I'm exhausted. Still, it was nice to see my sister's face after all this time. When the Duke returns, I'll have to thank him. That sound is coming from the window. What's that sound? Has the Duke returned? Wait a second, something's up. What the heck? Someone with a masked face barged into my room. I have no idea what he wants.
On a bright moonlit night, while everyone else was at the party, I, Sasha, decided to return to my room early to avoid running into anyone familiar. Relaxing comfortably on the sofa, I was suddenly startled by the sound of the door opening. At first, I thought it was him returning, but no, it was a hooded assassin. He managed to unlock the door and stepped inside. I quickly hid behind the chair, watching to see his next move. The intruder stepped in and muttered, as expected, "No one is here." I thought to myself, why on earth did they come here? If he's targeting an empty room, there must be a reason beyond just an assassination. The assassin moved toward the suitcase, muttering, "It seems this belongs to the Duke." "Are you rifling through the Duke's things?" It seemed like he was searching for something. I wondered who he could be to know such precise information. The assassin said, "Who would have imagined that Luca would be among the Duke's belongings?" Who could have even thought of that? I thought, Luca. If it's Luca, then he must mean that colorless, odorless, lethal poison. Blame yourself for coming here unguarded. Are you really hiding that in the Duke's belongings? No way. Are they plotting to accuse my lord of treason? Impossible, it's slander. While offering the red diamond mine, I had a question. even though the Duke had originally proven his loyalty by offering an iron or mine. Why did he ultimately head west? I was curious, as the reason was never revealed until the final episode. I glanced around and noticed my sword on the opposite side of the room. Could I use it to defend myself or, at the very least, handle the assassin? For some reason, I feel like I might finally understand now, despite all the countless efforts. The Duke was falsely accused of treason. I grabbed my sword and lunged toward the assassin, who was distracted rummaging through items, seizing the opportunity to take him down swiftly. When rumors spread that he had brought a lethal poison to the Emperor's birthday celebration, the Duke had set out west to clear his name. He quickly turned and blocked my attack. It was clear he was a skilled assassin. That's why he went on the expedition. And that was the reason for Ethan's death. I've been trying so hard to change that future, and these things. You came with the Duke today. What to do? I wondered why I brought these kids. They're not just simple partners, it seems. What? Kids? Have you said all you need to say? I am the Duke's finest sword, you bastard. After multiple attempts, he managed to block most of my attacks, and as we clashed, his eyes seemed oddly familiar. Hand over that poison bottle right now. Ugh, if that's what you really want. Realizing he might lose if he continued, he came up with a trick, throwing the bottle outside. Try catching it in one piece. You madman, how dare you toss precious evidence? I had to jump to catch the bottle, preventing it from breaking, otherwise, the Duke wouldn't have forgiven me. The assassin yelled, "Foolish guy, you brought this upon yourself by daring to go against his will." I caught the bottle, but unfortunately, my sword slipped from my grasp, and I stumbled back. He said, "If you keep your mouth shut, I might just spare your life." You say you'll spare my life. I think you've misjudged the situation. At this moment, the Duke and Romeo returned from the party. Romeo was furious because the Emperor demanded more than they had offered. Who doesn't know you were after the mine? Now you pretend to refuse and stall for time. Such hypocrisy and greed. Romeo, enough, I'm sorry. I got carried away, yeah, but as Romeo said, I can't shake the feeling that he's stalling for time. Normally, he'd feel uncomfortable even facing me. We should leave now. At this point, Romeo was heading to his room when both of them noticed something amiss. The window was wide open, with numerous traces on the floor. The room showed signs of an intrusion and a struggle. Yes, I'll prepare everything right away. Sasha, prepare to return. What is this? Sasha. Romeo also spotted Sasha's sword lying on the ground. Someone has invaded the room. And there are signs that they left in a hurry without cleaning up. If that's the case, Sasha, who was in this room, my lord. Sasha's sword is in the room. It seems this guy chased after them without any weapons. How dare they touch what belongs to me? After a while of fighting, I managed to capture the assassin in the back garden. Binding him tightly. Can't you untie this now? You damn kid, you're still dazed even after getting hit like that, he said. I can't believe I'm being bested by a kid. I told you, I'm not a kid. Anyone can see I'm a valiant and handsome knight. I'm the Duke's very own retainer. It's not like I meant it, but you didn't even know that and came at me. Anyway, get ready to confess in front of the Duke later. Don't even think about denying it. We have evidence. I've tied him up so he can't escape. Now, how do we take this guy to the Duke? As I pondered how to bring him back and what to tell the Duke, he arrived. Before reaching me, he called out, "You noticed and came after all." Nice timing. I've captured the assassin who sneaked into the Duke's room, and I even kept them alive? I thought this guy might be dead by now, but he's in better shape than I expected. Did I do well? When he arrived, he ignored my words and only checked if I was injured. As I casually raised my hand, he noticed the wound. You're injured. This is just an old wound that reopened. What is it? It's just a minor injury, but why does the Duke's expression? I couldn't understand my feelings at that moment. wondering why he cared so much for me. No, that guy, he approached, causing the assassin to fall to the ground, and I didn't understand what he intended. What's so funny about this? No. I worked hard to keep him alive. You didn't kill him, did you? I kept him alive, so don't make a fuss, he said, more importantly. Are there any other injuries? No. All this blood is the assassin's, again. That tone of voice he's been using, genuinely worrying about me. Is it because I'm his retainer? You're surprisingly caring. I can't believe it. Well then, should I take off my clothes to prove it to you? What? I said take it off. No. I'm perfectly fine. I swear I am. As they were talking, a voice suddenly called to them. Turning around, they saw the princess approaching. Knight? Lord Raphael, what are you doing here? Your Highness, the fourth princess, why did the princess come to the garden alone at night like this? Could there be a connection between the princess and the assassin? Please subscribe and follow the channel to stay updated with the next episode. Thank you, everyone.